Welcome back to the back 11 of the Canadian disc golf production of the Golden Horseshoe Open. This is our final round.
Final 11 holes, Chris. It's been fun.
As he said, I am Chris Brown.
And I'm Galen Naidu-Harris.
Boomkrana Golf Course is where our hosts here for the Golden Horseshoe Open.
Yeah, and if we haven't said it yet, if you haven't been out, do yourself a favor, get out there for a round, especially while the weather's still nice as it is in sort of late October, early November in Ontario. It's like we're having sort of like an Indian summer, and the weather's still going to be nice for a few more weeks, so get out and treat yourself to a round. The ODSA and PDGA won't be sponsoring you as you do, or hosting you as you do, but you'll still have fun. Thanks to Forefathers Brewing Company, make some great beer, have a wonderful disc golf course, and huge champions of disc golf in Ontario.
Indeed.
Welcoming back our 4 players.
So we got Joshua here.
Playing some solid golf in our front 10.
Here we have, so here's Caleb as our second guy. Chad coming back from the first round.
Chad
Big
with
smile.
those pearly whites again.
And then Matt sneaking in on the back.
Yeah, with the putt over the camera.
Definitely look like a practice throw to me. Okay, we're on to hole 11.
Hole 11, yeah, par 3, 258 feet. This is one where you can sort of pick your poison going up the right or the left. I disregarded what I think our own advice was the last time we recorded commentary, and it was a big spike. Forehand once and backhand the other time. But I think the smarter play is probably just to keep something low, skip along the bottom, take the wind out of play, take the branches out of play, and let the disc and the green do the work.
258 feet. It's definitely reachable. It's definitely rather short, but it is one of the longer holes out here. Everyone still goes so high.
I know. I think for all these guys, this is reachable. Oh my goodness, on a pure hyzer, as Josh does there, and for most of these guys, probably on forehand and backhand.
That one kind of knocked out of the air, but it still looks real good.
Yeah, a little long, but there should be a nice putt there.
Chad stepping back to his go-to forehand.
Yeah, back to his wily ways. Takes it way wide and way high, but I think this is going to be pretty good unless it hits that tree, which it did. Should still be able to get up and down for a 3, but that's an unfortunate hit there. Matt lining up a hyzer, bringing it a little bit lower like we were talking about. Doesn't quite get as much of a skip as he wanted, but still a nice one, and he'll have a putt out from there for sure. Chad, sort of an awkward, patent pending-y, putty, throwy thing that goes near the basket but doesn't quite go in. Matt's got some branches there, so we'll have to keep that putt low. And he tickles them and tickles the top band.
Still hits the branches, still hits the band.
Yeah.
Could have got the knockdown, but didn't get it for him.
Nice putt there to card the 2 there from Josh. And was that Matt's 2 as well?
I believe Matt hit hit the branches in the band.
Unfortunate, because that was a great drive.
Caleb still smashing home putts.
Yep. Caleb and Chad putting out. 2 very different putting styles here, sort of like a floatier bid versus the smash in the heart of those chains, but working for both of them. Hole 12, you're looking straight at it, 206 feet. Not a whole lot of danger to contend with. If you come up really short, you might wind up on that green on the left, but I think you'd have to really, really mess up to wind up there. The only real danger would be if you were to go long over that hill. Over the crest of that hill, there's another out-of-bounds green as well. Barring those 2 unfortunate potential outcomes, 206 feet, straight at it. Easy work for these gentlemen, I think. Got Josh first on the tee here. What's he thinking? Forehand, backhand? Yeah, backhand, slight turnover, I'm guessing. Yeah, just lets the disc float in, flattens out, catches a tree, and drops in for a putt. Nice to see the trees working for these guys for once instead of against them. Ooh, a little tip there, but that was a really nice drive.
I wonder how far away he was. I wonder if those trees are really stopping you from getting the ace front on that Anheuser route.
think they're mostly out of play for the Annie route, but the straight at it look, they definitely block. Chad going way wide with the lefty hyzer, and finds a gap, I believe, between those two trees. Still going to be some branches there, though, I think. Another cameo there from Wally, the man behind Canadian Disc Golf Productions.
Ooh.
And Matt just doesn't quite get that shoulder over and get that turned over the way he'd like, so it's going to be pretty wide.
That's quite the long putt on this 206-foot hole.
And he drills it. Oh my goodness.
Play for the second camera.
So nonchalant too.
Oh yeah, just walks it in like he does this every day. And he might, for all I know. Caleb gives it a good look as well.
These tree branches just get so low below you. You need to really put yourself in a good position.
Chad really gives it an honest effort, but just unfortunate placement there for the basket.
I'm pretty sure that's the exact same play he did on round one.
Right, yeah.
And it's just when you don't learn from your mistakes.
Oh, wow, and Josh cashing a nice long putt there as well.
They're putting on fire right now. This is great.
This is very different from our first round this morning.
There's Caleb tapping in his 3 after hitting the trees.
Chad corrects his mini and taps in. And now on to the hole that was the arch nemesis of many.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, hole 13 with that dreaded pond that's got a bunch of magnets at the bottom of it for all of our discs.
Yes.
Looks like a pretty standard play, and it is, but the placement has to be so specific. The water is no more than 7 or 8 feet from the placement of that basket there, and you find yourself anywhere in there, you're putting for a 3 at best. Other than that, nothing really to look out for. You just have to try and avoid the death putt, try and avoid putting it straight in the drink, and
so basically throw the perfect
shot. Yeah, that's all.
So you leave it too far right, you got to make a death putt. You leave it too far left, you've already lost your death putt.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, you've already death putted it into the water off the green. Let's see what Josh can do.
That looks
looking a little high, looking a little inside. And yeah, finds his way under the water. Looking at where that went in, he's probably putting for a 3 pretty comfortably, but he'd still like that disc to be dry. And Matt lining up his shot. Looks at this shot.
Yes.
A little wider, a little lower.
This is what I like to see. Just
skipping.
Ooh, that went long.
Doesn't quite come up where you'd like to see it, but I'd still take that result over some of what we've seen so far and what I experienced that
very
day.
inside.
Yeah, that's not going anywhere good.
Oh,
or it
never mind.
Never mind is perfect.
Okay,
well, sure. Goes to show what we know.
Yeah, no, that's why I wasn't there.
I was there. I still thought that was no good.
Well, great shot there, Caleb. I guess he kind of played more straight at it, flipping putter route.
That's it. No.
Well, that could be good. You think it's in?
Oh, it's close.
I'm wondering if they gave that to them. It's up to the card after all.
Yeah, I don't know. It looked pretty moist to me.
Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing, but again, it's not up to us.
No, it's up to the card, and benefit always goes to the player. So if they don't reach a consensus, then he could be putting for his 2.
Oh,
a little low from Josh.
Back to the disc. Did it move in bounds?
What on earth to do with that disc? Other than send we in after it.
Yeah.
Our intrepid volunteer who had the hip waders on all day and was an absolute machine in retrieving those lost discs for us and marking their lays as they went in.
There he is, coming walking out of the bushes.
Looks like they're pulling it out, and he's going to be putting for his 3, if I'm guessing.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like perhaps they're taking, just for safety, from where it would have crossed. Oh no, I guess it would have come in on the short side anyway.
Yeah.
What am I talking about?
Yeah,
he didn't go long and come back. He came in from the short side. So
yeah. So
it looks like still, I was going to say measuring from not the exact water line, but from the edge of that cliff there, so you're not putting from a dangerous lie.
Yeah,
See, and even there still, he's slipping a little bit. It was pretty dicey right at the edge there.
Yeah, so you can see he took his meter from the water and he was 4 feet from the basket. So it's just it's a tough basket. It's you can get the 2 like Caleb just did, and nonchalantly nobody even seemed to notice.
Yeah, seriously.
But nice 2 with the what looked like inside ended up being par shot.
And back to another very precise placement that you're going to need on this shot here. Just 228 feet, but you've got an out-of-bounds bunker, short left, directly on the right, you've got a golf green on the left, and if that isn't enough for you, you've got a tree that's blocking direct access to the basket, and you've got flagged off OP on the right. So about as technical as you can get as far as the precise placement of a shot comes, but you hang something out wide on the left and let it sort of drift in behind, and that's probably your safest play. That's what I was trying to do anyway. I don't know how well I executed, but that's what you're shooting for. Some players will try and crash into this tree, though. It's 5 or 6 feet long, but...
Caleb went so far outside. That thing hasn't come down yet.
No, where is it?
Oh, he doesn't even know where it went.
Well, we'll find out in a minute, I guess.
That is
like in
inside.
That look from Matt. Oh, maybe, a little inside. Stays
It's
off the golf
green
green.
Now. We saw a lot of people there in
winding
the
up
first
in that
round.
exact spot, absolutely.
In the morning.
In the morning. Hey,
I
nailed it.
I did it this time.
Shot, this is what I'd be doing with a forehand. Myself takes a little wide, but you'd want to sort of hyzer something wide left.
He did the exact same thing in the first round. You can see it.
Didn't he?
You can see every single time.
Yeah.
It sucks when you know you got to adjust and you don't. But consistency is key, Chad.
Yeah. And Josh,
high
spike hyzer.
That thing was coming fast.
Where is it? Nobody knows. Yeah, and Chad with almost an identical look to last round.
Mm-hmm.
Some branches just over the basket in the flight of sort of like a popped up putt, so you're gonna have to go straight out of it.
This is where Dylan made his putt from in the first round too.
Yeah, and a little offline. Well, it might have been way offline for a second, but it wasn't actually offline, just a few feet off from a weird perspective for us. Matt lining up to look at it as well. Oh, that's an awful lot of chains for it to not stick. That looked good.
That looked like a lot of chains, but from probably a little bit left and high.
Yeah.
Josh with an awkward putt.
And he cashes it. These guys are putting well, and especially Matt's form. His putt just looks so smooth.
Yeah.
Easy.
That's why these folks are on the lead card here of our M1.
Absolutely. Well deserved by each and every one of them, and they're playing like it.
Josh getting his disc out of the tree. Luckily, no 2 meter rule.
Yeah.
At the Golden Horseshoe Open.
Thank goodness. Oh, and there's my card, my watermelon bag back there.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah.
Always
I
know where
recognize
Galen
that guy.
is.
And here we are at hole 15, 330 foot, par 3. Remember our dissection of it from the last round? You want to put something between those two trees on the right that's going to hyzer into the green and that basket there, or take a forehand, or if you're Chad, take a backhand and hang it out wide left. Just get past that one deciduous tree there and drop it in beside the basket. 330 feet is a distance that we're reaching, certainly on the lead card for each and every one of these guys. So just how they want to draw the hole up, how the wind plays, and how well they release the disc.
Knowing different trees is very helpful in the commentary game.
One of my many talents, Chris. One of my many talents.
Of course.
No, it's not even deciduous. I messed up. It's a coniferous tree.
Oh.
Not one of my skills after all.
Not at all.
Oh, goodness. One of Josh's skills is piping discs really far and really well. And
that's going to be pretty far right, but because he went around the second tree.
He took that wider than I thought. That was the second tree.
That was the second tree to the right that he went around.
And that's lining up the forehand line that I liked on this hole. And flexing out at, a pretty opportune time. Would have liked to ideally get maybe 10 more feet, but inside the circle, can't complain.
Matt had a great forehand. That was really smooth, really committed.
Chad with a rare backhand.
Oh, that's
flips
high.
up, but it's high. Hopefully he gets long enough he avoids those old bunkers there.
Oh.
He may not have.
Uh-oh.
That tree's right in one of the bunkers, so we'll see where that disc came to rest.
Oh.
More tree trouble.
Those trees, perfect guardians for the hyzers.
Looks like Chad must have gotten through.
Yeah, for a second there I thought Chad was putting to the right. Yeah. Kind of confused me there for a moment.
Yeah, just a nice easy layup. Gets a little curling roll at the end.
That's right there. That's all you really need when you're that far away with this kind of wind and that kind of openness behind it. You don't need to be pushing that one for the.
No, just put it there and take the 3.
Although,
Josh does exactly that.
Although he's got 3 strokes to make up and only 6 holes to do it, so.
It's true, yeah. Maybe 2-3 holes from now, you're going to start to see him taking more aggressive runs at shots like that. Still a little bit of runway to work with here, but yeah, it's the end of this tournament is coming up quick. Very nice putt there from Caleb.
Not often you see these baskets catching that far left, but take it when you get it.
Absolutely. Yeah, you and I know these prodigy baskets well from Bronte Creek.
That's true.
I don't like to hang on to much of anything, to be honest, but hang on to these putts today.
Well, these 3 from Paris, not Paris, from Brantford would know it from the Paris course as well.
Oh yeah, that's got some baskets that don't like to hang on to discs either.
Mm-hmm.
Josh taking the basket's roll right out of it and just tapping it in.
Only 3 2s. Alex Tiffin, Sebastian Brzezinski, and Benjamin Bootsma.
Yeah, no, I had Sebastian on my card in the afternoon, and I don't remember quite how he drew it up, but he was playing well, so I'm not surprised to hear that he got that birdie. Or to be reminded, I should say. Hole 16, 246-foot peninsula green here with out of bounds on the right and left of those ODSA signs that so artfully carve out the green. Other than that, just straight up backhand or forehand right at the basket.
Saw Dylan catch that tree short and right, put him at about a 40-footer on what looked like the perfect park job shot.
Yeah, and you've got space to work with on the right and left, but behind the basket, maybe only 10 feet, if that. So you don't really want to be.
Oh my goodness, that was lucky. He had 0 skip, just hit the ground and stopped.
Almost tombstoned in.
Yeah.
Yeah. What I was gonna say is you don't want to be putting from short because you don't have a whole lot to work with behind the basket. You're almost death putting if you come up, 20 feet short straight at it.
Not also
These guys are playing with this out of bounds line, but coming in to rest at a good spot.
With the wind coming, what looks like left to right, I think they're worried, but they're just getting smacked down and left OB right. That was committed to the right.
Nice little skip up.
Oh, he's gonna have
a putt. Good look at it. Caleb, nice soft touch.
Yeah.
Beautiful shot. Just what you want to see.
Almost.
See, this is what I'm talking about. Not much space to work with, but leaves it short enough that he's still got a putt for his 3, not his 4.
This putt lines up perfectly for Chad with his lobby style.
Yeah, this is perfect for him.
Doesn't need to worry about OB long and then still misses short.
Yeah. Sometimes those are the ones that get you, the ones that in your head are the easiest ones to make. Oh, and Josh too with a short putt. You wouldn't expect.
Come on. Okay.
Yeah, an opportunity there to take a stroke from Chad and really distance himself at the front, but comes up a little high. So we've got still a little bit of a fight left to be had through the final 5 holes.
Still a 3-stroke lead. It's comfortable. It's knowing that Chad and Caleb's parked actually, isn't he? So Caleb's going to take a stroke here.
You're right.
So it's only a 2-stroke lead. So that's less convincing.
Yeah, that's not sitting on the beach in Maui, but that's you're on the couch at the end of a long day, feet are up on the table, and you got a beer in your hand, comfortable.
There you go, Chad tapping. That CTP is close.
It's really close, eh? And on to hole 17, our last hanging basket of the day. 177 feet, just a little right off the tee pad. I believe there might have been a Mando to the right that doesn't come into play at all here. Could be wrong. There's one hole where there's like a sneaky Mando that doesn't actually come into play, but just prevents you from putting a disc in play towards players that are playing in the opposite direction. In any event, the play is just something that is sort of working its way a little bit to the right and trying to leave it under the basket on the left-hand side. Or you could just hyzer and ignore what I said, but he's come up in a great spot, so can't complain.
I looked a little short at 177 feet. You need to put this thing under the basket.
Absolutely. And that is what Josh does.
That's comfortable. That's comfortable.
Not under the basket, but yeah, comfortable.
Yeah.
I'm curious that all these guys are taking the hyzer line at it. I'm surprised. I mean, I know that that tree is there sort of pinching you off, but for me, this was a forehand, and I saw a lot of guys taking like a turnover backhand and letting the disc work its way to the right and sort of sit on the good side of that tree instead of skipping away from it at the end. But
same with that, especially since Matt has such a proficient forehand.
yeah,
Throws it really well, but
Chad. Oh my goodness!
What did
puts
he
it
hit?
Right under. I don't even know. It might have been the tree or the bottom of the basket.
Yeah.
But great run at it, whatever it was.
that's a tap in too for sure. Caleb with a good run there, catches the cage. Here comes Matt from circle 2 maybe.
Ooh, just a little low. It's tough with those hanging branches.
Josh got the perfect backstop. The tree if he misses.
Oh, and he
he's not
drains it
going to.
anyway.
Mm-hmm.
It just leaves the putter there while he walks it in. Nice to card it too there when you're under pressure. Especially with Chad sitting right there just a few feet away.
Mm-hmm.
Chad connects for a birdie.
All right, tapping in. All the pars.
Onwards and upwards. So now we maintain a 3-stroke gap here. Josh with 3 over Chad and 4 over Caleb with 4 holes to play. This was the sneaky man who I was thinking of. I was 1 hole early. We talked about it in the last round's coverage, but yeah, you just have to stay mandatorily to the right of that big tree there to avoid players that are teeing off on the left. Just a standard right-hand backhand hyzer or lefty flick hyzer. Avoid that green or skip off of it and leave yourself a putt.
I'm thinking they must have moved the Is that the same tree in the follow flight, the one that we can see? Because
yeah,
that
it
one,
is, yeah.
The one in the follow flight looks like it's like around 30 feet away.
This is what I was saying last round about the perspective here.
Yeah.
It is about 30 feet away. It just looks a little different off the tee.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Hits a rock
nice
and gets
bounce.
hard.
Yeah. It was going a little long, but a great drive that was made even greater by the kick at the end there.
Not even that disc will never fly the same, that's for sure.
Definitely not.
That looks a little... Okay, I'm not going to say inside anymore because that looks perfect.
Yeah, no, it wound up perfect in the end. I had the same concerns you did, but yeah, wound up great.
Okay.
And Caleb, little high. Nope, just
almost
perfect.
puts it in.
Yeah, a little deep, but very, very good drive. Let's see what Matt's going to do here.
Shorts and t-shirt weather. Remember that?
I do. It was last weekend. As we're recording this anyway. But yeah, just a wonderful day to play disc golf. I started off in like a fleece and long johns and all that, and by the middle of the day I was sweating in shorts and a t-shirt. It was a lovely gift for that 3rd weekend in October.
What's Matt got here for a putt? You think anything?
Not much. I mean, he might be able to manufacture something, but there's an awful lot of branches, awful lot of shrubs, a very tough look. Oh my goodness. And he runs it all the way, but just a little low. And, you know, who knows, maybe there was a branch just a couple inches higher that stopped him from running it higher. You just never know with how obstructed he was.
Oh, Caleb off the top.
This guy's taking great looks, though, from in those forested and obstructed areas.
Chad with the twig in his face.
That's never any fun, putting like that.
There is no twig.
Hey.
A lot of the time that
Wound
stops
up in
you.
the basket.
A lot of time that stops you from really pushing forward.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's awkward in the foreground of your vision too, trying to focus on the basket and not worry about where your arm's gonna tap something and all that. On to hole 19, par 3, and relatively short one. You're just pitching something up onto the top of that hill. Ideally, you've got a golf green out of bounds, short on the right, and you've got flagged off OB directly left and a little long and left of the basket. So to my mind, you want something relatively straight but fading from the left to the right, and ideally just right on the top of that hill or perhaps a little long, just to keep that green and that out of bounds out of your make sure they're not problem areas. And that's exactly what Josh does. Just rides up to pin high. Have a nice look at it.
Yeah, you definitely want to hit early on this and slide up that hill. No point cresting that hill and finding your way down into the bush deep.
And Chad, another rare backhand.
That looks
Little
good.
Deep. No, not that deep at all.
Not that deep at all.
Less than 20 feet. I would imagine. And Caleb looked like giving it a run, but comes up a little shorter than I thought. Be a nice putt at it as well.
These guys are doing a lot better. They keeping it low, keeping it in the hill, making sure you're not blowing by the basket. It looks like a nice ace run, but as soon as it gets over that hill, it's just not going to stop till it gets to a spot where you may not make the comeback.
Yeah, and you know, you're never really too worried
Nice
unless you
putt,
have
Matt.
great putt from Matt. Unless you wind up out of bounds, you know, you're never worried about making your 3 here. It's just giving yourself a good look at it too, and taking that danger out of the way that you're focused on, which these guys did execute very well.
Chad with the air ball.
Unfortunate miss, yeah, and a rare one from Chad. Ooh, and a miss from Caleb as well. Great drives, and
Caleb rolled pretty rough into the bushes.
Yeah. Oh, and another
Oh,
roll.
and another roll back.
Somebody give this man a tap in after he misses a putt. Jeez.
Right as you're saying that you're just a 3's pretty easy to get once you get in there, but
Yeah, seriously.
any of those hits off the cage can roll you away.
Well, yeah, and we were talking about that in the first round about running it in a way that leaves your comeback putt a little easier, and these guys are having a little more trouble with that.
Josh with this 3-stroke lead chains one out to really seal it up.
Yeah, that would have been the dagger. Chad makes his putt. Keeps things competitive through the final 2 holes. And hole 20, par 3, 250. Driving from underneath a wedding arch, down the aisle, through a tight gap, and contending with about a half dozen saplings there that are just keeping that ace run out of reach and obstructing a putt if you bring something to the area you want it to land. Difficult 2 here, and again, as we mentioned in the morning round, in the afternoon as well, there was a bit of a log jam here, so these players would have been sitting cold for probably 10, 15, some cards even for 20 minutes before they're able to take a run at this. So that adds the difficulty too when you haven't thrown a disc in a while to thread the needle like that. Let's see what Josh can do. Yeah, high, fortunate kick back, but uncharacteristic of his play today, and I bet you part of that is just the fact that he hadn't thrown in a while.
That and in the lead, 2 holes to go, 3-stroke lead, you can get nerves going pretty good, but
absolutely. But the tree keeps him in play.
Yeah. As long
keeps
as he
that lead alive.
Ooh, oh,
that was looking good for a second, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Just taps a little something. Ooh, Chad hopping up to the tee pad here.
So eager.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about the forehand here. I feel like the gap is too tight because the forehand tends to want to move left and right more.
Yeah, and there you see it moving from the left to the right and getting caught up. I think he's kicked out into the fairway okay, but yeah, it's a rare disc that flies straight on a forehand line.
Yeah, so
Ooh, and that looks great. Go in.
Where did that
go? A little long, I think.
Oh, was that long? Okay.
I think it was a little long and on the right-hand side. Drive. Josh.
Doing the smart thing.
Nice, easy upshot.
Doing the smart thing, putting himself close, not trying to put it in to take an extra stroke, just knowing that a par pushes him through.
3 strokes, 2 holes. You don't have to take another one, just maintain your lead. You can even give one up here and you still have 2 strokes on hole 21. Smart play for sure. Oh my goodness, Matt with a great one.
Off the cage.
Settles nicely for him there. Chad's running this all day.
He needs
the strokes.
He needs it, and then
almost gets it, but not quite.
Chad's putting style. This is a great view. Just see him sticking out of the bushes.
Yeah, and another easy upshot, giving himself a 3. Not much to do in there to attack a 2, to be quite honest. And Josh, easy peasy lemon squeezy, makes his 3.
Great finish on that hole.
Yeah. The potential for a few of these to get way offline and really be in trouble, but everybody was able to scramble nicely. And
only 2 twos in that round.
Who made the 2s?
Benjamin Bootsma.
And hey, Eric Fernandez with another cameo appearance. Yeah.
Yes.
Great shooting, Eric. It's a tough 2. And to our final hole for the Golden Horseshoe Open, hole 21. par 3, 250 feet. The only out of bounds to contend with is a small bunker there that's flagged off. Other than that, nice easy hyzer. Started on the right, let it fade into the left. Ideally, you want to land just past that bunker there, let something skip in. You don't want to go long. You see how that foliage there will block you off and make it really difficult for you to have a look at it too if you go long. Don't want to go short either. So if you want to go anywhere, you want to go a little right, or ideally just skip it right in. And speaking of cameos, there's that T-pad from King's Forest again. We gotta figure out where that is. You and I gotta look for that this winter.
Unless they move it on us.
Yeah, they probably will.
So if I'm Josh here, obviously this is Matt throwing, just trying to get positioning in there.
Yeah, nice drive. Just gets it past that bunker. It'll be in a great spot.
If I'm Josh, I wouldn't be putting this disc anywhere near the tree line.
No, I don't care what happens. I just take it as wide as possible. Take my 3. 2-stroke lead, and it looks like he's doing just that.
Oh, yeah.
Keeping it real wide.
Yeah, he still pushed the tree line, but that's perfect.
Yeah, but let the disc do the work instead of taking a tight line and fighting close that way.
Yeah, he can lay, assuming no one's come up from the chase card that we don't know about, he can lay that up and take the win.
Speaking of somebody that was playing on the chase card, we were nowhere near it.
Oh no.
Well, I shouldn't say nowhere near it. There was actually a big logjam at 4th, but nobody was threatening for 1st. Okay. Put it that way.
Chad puts it within 10 feet. That'll be a great finish for his tournament.
Absolutely. And was that Caleb there?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice drive there, coming in.
This is the farthest. Really this is the farthest away drive. That is pretty fantastic.
That is a great cluster from our lead card. Matt, another great putt. Great finish to a tournament.
This was Josh's drive.
Yeah.
He can give this a pretty healthy.
Yeah, not worrying about anything.
Yeah,
and that's fine. Yeah. You don't care about missing that at all. You've won the tournament.
Yeah. You play maybe to make that putt for the ratings, but I don't think there's a way he misses that. In which case he doesn't make the comebacker.
Yeah, I figure the ratings are coming secondary to making sure he wins here, and you're not upset at all about a putt from 6 feet for your par. And Chad sealing up second place with a very solid round. And your champion of the MA1 Golden Horseshoe Open, Josh Mcmullin. Finishing at 17 under par, I believe. Or 18. No, it was 18 under par after that.
18 under par. And we'll see it in a second here, hopefully. So that was our card today, Matt. Shooting an okay 3 down. I'm sure he wanted better, but the rest of our card.
He had his moments for sure.
Coming in strong.
Yeah, great rounds from Chad, Caleb, Josh. And again, we've said it a few times, but just because it was so true, like just a perfect day of disc golf. In the high teens, the weather was gorgeous, good company, a lovely course. The staff there were wonderful hosts.
Our leaderboard here: Josh taking home first, 18 down. Chad in second with 16, and Caleb coming in our bronze medal with 14 down.
And you see a large log jam there that I was part of at 4th.
Not
12
bad.
down.
Good shooting in that round.
Yeah, not bad at all. And again, just a perfect day for a wonderful tournament of disc golf in Southwestern Ontario. And here we go with
a super hot score, best score of the day out of anyone, Joshua Mcmullin.
Golden Horseshoe being awarded to Josh.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, and there's myself front and center somehow finishing 4th. And a wonderful picture of a wonderful group of guys, or at least part of the wonderful group of guys.
Yeah, so that was it. Thank you for watching the Golden Horseshoe Open from Canadian Disc Golf Productions. Make sure to like and subscribe.
Absolutely.
I am Chris Brown.
I'm Galen Naidu-Harris, and yeah, if you want to support really great Canadian and Ontarian disc golf coverage, this is the channel to do it. Wally's doing some great work. He's the only guy covering these tournaments this year, so like, subscribe,